tag submission return, and let's take a look and see how we did. Came in 2 boxes. If you didn't watch my first video, it was a 26 card submission because that was what I needed to get free shipping to come back to me. There was a deal for $10 I think they had for Pokemon, and let me just raise that up a tiny bit. So very good deal for submitting and getting your cards back in a good, ooh, these are nice boxes. Smartphone, QR code, focus your camera on the tag, score queue, yep. App Store, yep. I took a look at their site, and they have a lot of interesting stuff on the site in terms of like where your cards physically get graded. Oh, they each come in a little baggie. That's interesting. I'm not a huge fan of any particular grading company, except I really don't appreciate how chintzy the PSA slabs look. So I'm always open to something else. This is my first time opening one of these. You can see the QR code up there. The plastic feels nice. First one, a 10 gem mint on this Hisuian Arcanine, and the lettering on there, I hope that their printers stay pristine, because the printing inside of those a little bit splotchy, but I still think I prefer it to the paper slab. So anything where the slab is in, but I've got 2 ARS cards coming, which is a Japanese grading company that I can't wait to show off. Overall, I think these slabs look really good. And like I said, these are mainly for cheap cards to vend or personal collection stuff. So I'm not too worried about resaleability. There are some in here that I hope to be able to sell, and I might actually give it a try, but we shall see. Ooh, gem 10 on the Tyranitar. That card goes super hard. I really like that. The way that SIR is done. Or excuse me, the art rare. Nice 10 on the Tyranitar. These cards look really nice in these slabs, and I've always been those paper slabs, I just don't like them. So I'm happy to have finally, ooh, a Pristine 10. Different. I wonder if these will command a premium. There's not enough market share from Tag to really demand any sort of premium right now. A lot of these cards were like the first pop to ever hit for them. And actually one of the cards I submitted was, they didn't even have it in their database. So they're trying to get into, oh, another Pristine 10. This is good. We're off to a good start. They were really trying to get market share, and they'll probably need to do that for a while. Maybe it'll help if I take this over here. Focus. All right. So they'll need to continue to kind of be a loss leader in this space and try and get the Pokemon market to adopt them, because that's where the real money is. I mean, the sports balls are cool and all, but they really don't have as much volume nowadays as the Pokemon and TCG market does. Overall, these slabs feel really nice. I don't know if the packaging like this is necessary. These sleeves, I mean, I get it. It's if they wanted to like partner with a mystery box or whatever, it's kind of cool, but it's not something that enriches the experience for me terribly. But it's definitely something to where if, like, say you submitted a bunch of $50 cards and then you have like a $500 card, you could kind of auction them off or put them in blind into mystery packs and have a kind of a fair system where you know that you've got a chance to get like a really crazy card out of these. So that was in the first batch, that was my Tyranitars, mostly all 10s, 2 Pristines, and then we also had the Arcanine. As you can tell, Japanese, my bread and butter. The cards in here I'm interested in seeing we get back are, there's a couple old cards that I'm interested in seeing. The Japanese Neo Genesis Lugia, that is one where we got to see how we did on those. I'm never going to be able to afford, or I could afford, but I don't want to afford a, here we go. I have that now in SGC and a Tag 10. Gem Mint. Whatever the difference between the Pristine and the Gem Mint is. If you go on their website, there's like a lot of different measurements and ways in which your cards are graded. One thing I really think is cool is that these are automated grading, and I think that if ever you wanted something to be automated, I thought this might get a Pristine, but it is a Gem Mint 10 Charizard EX double rare. Again, some cheap cards, but you know, if I'm at a trade show and somebody comes up and wants to trade or wants to buy something, that's an easy thing to throw in and be like, hey, you want a Gem Mint 10 Charizard? A lot of people will say, heck yeah. Snorlax, I figured this is, I did a lot of pre-screening on these ones, and Snorlax was really, really clean, so I'm happy to get this one back in a 10. One thing that I would say about grading is you want grading to do probably two things, right? You want it to protect your cards, maybe three things. You want it to protect your cards. Oh, there we go. Gengar with the misfortune sinners. You want it to protect your card. You also would like for it to add value. I don't think tag is going to really add value yet to these things. We'll see if they catch on. We'll see if they're a flash in the pan. Uh-oh, one's a 9. Which one's this? Oh, my Mew EX. I think the centering maybe is what did it in. But actually, the gold card in that tag case, that looks really, really cool. So I don't think that's a super expensive card. I might pick that one up at a 10 in some slab at some point. But for right now, I just like the way that looks in that case. It's really, really dope. What was I saying? You kind of want, oh, another 9. You want a, oh, it's a Radiant Charizard. Those ones always... Man, those ones are hard to get graded in a 10. Not an expensive card. Still, maybe at a trade show I could sell that for 20 bucks and not be out any money for it, so that's always cool. You want to hopefully add value, protect your cards, and then also maybe have it be something where people agree on it. That is what it is. It's like it's a 9 or it's a 10. You're not arguing over the grade. I think that automated grading really, really leans into that heavily. So I don't think that I'm going to have, I'm not going to be loyal to a grading company at any given time, but I really do appreciate another 9. I'm going through a rash of 9s here. I do appreciate, oh, that's too bad because I love that card. That's the SI, the Black Star promo from the new UPC. That's for the personal collection anyways. I'm not too sad about that. I really truly believe that the automated grading in some way, shape, or form is probably the future. We don't need people adding their subjectivity to this, as long as it's clear and that there's measurements to kind of organize how you got to that point. Ooh, here's one of the alt arts. I might put a couple of these alt arts up for sale because this is a very, very cool card, and having it in a 10, somebody might want it. Somebody might want it for cheap, or somebody might just have a collection of different slabs of different card that they like, and maybe it'll sell. I don't sell much right now because I don't really need to, but to be honest, my slab collection is just too big at this point. So I need to, at some point soon, move some cards. I don't think the tag will move quickly, if I'm being perfectly honest, but it's... I wouldn't hate it as well. Now, I pre-graded all these if you watched the other video, and they all looked really good. I really like how these kind of shine on this card. That sun going up, they did a great job printing these, in my opinion, and designing them to go well, not only in the picture, but in the actual way that the card was textured. Ooh, here we go. This card. Now, I was hoping that this card would look really, really nice in the tag slab. And I think it does. I think it does. I don't like a lot of clutter around the card. I like how clean the plastic is around it. It just shows off the card. And you kind of have two options, right? You can go with the SGC slabs, where it's going to be the black border. You can go with these ones, which is going to be the clear border. We're going with the PSA ones, where it's the clear border with the white paper. And I like that option the least. I like SGC and tag here so far. Here's another 10 on a Beedrill. I did not grade all of my Beedrills because some of them I could tell pre-screening, if you watch the other video, that they were just not going to get a 10. So happy to have these ones. Oh, going back before I put this one out, you can also see on this how the texturing around it, they did a great job texturing around in a kind of clockwise pattern. Very, very neat. We should be coming up on the 3 Lugias here soon that I submitted. Oh, here we go. There's an 8. And it's the Dark Blastoise. Not an expensive card, but it had a nice little swirl there. I've always wanted this card. It got thrown in with, I think, the 4 Lugias that I bought. And I was just happy to have that card finally in a slab. And when it came in, I was like, it's gradable. Let's see what we get. Now, the true measure of a grading company, I feel like, will be how do these grade? And not in how did they grade, but does the grade look fair, right? Because vintage cards, so much can be different with them, so much can be wrong with them, that it's kind of hard to say, yes, it's good, or no, it's not good. But I feel like we're going to find out pretty well here. So a 7.5 on this one. It's hard to know where the grade gets done here, but if you look in their portal, they have actually a ton of detail in how these things get graded the way they were. And if you have really, really pristine grades, there's actually like a leaderboard kind of for where your card stands in terms of how flawless they are compared to the rest. So if tag catches on, and I don't think it will, to be honest, but if it does catch on, it'd be really, really cool to have all that data, because I think there's more data. It's a more modern way of doing this than PSA, and I hope they do well. I really do. I don't think there's any reason why they shouldn't. One thing with getting these cards from Japan is that any ones with like really dope swirls are generally going to require a premium, or they're going to be scooped up. So a 7 and a 7.5 so far. And yeah, so in terms of the overall experience, and this one got a 6.5. So they all kind of got similar grades. This one does have a bit of a swirl, but it's not anything crazy. Is there a scratching on that, or is it just scratching or a divot? I can't tell. I think that's actually on the card. Yeah, it's like a scratch on or a divot on the hollow pattern. So definitely justified it in getting the 6.5, I would say. I can't remember what the rest of the cards I have in here are, to be honest. It's been a while since they, well, actually, it wasn't a while since they went off. They went off at the end of May. Oh, I remember now. They went off at the end of the May, and it's mid-June now. So great turnaround time on these. These trainers, I've always found these trainers to be just really, really clean. I think there's just a very good modern-day Pokemon card. So getting to the end of the submission here, how does tag stack up to the other grading companies in terms of the experience, the feel? The one thing is they don't have market share, right? There's not enough people who have tag slabs to really have it be a liquid marketplace. So if you're looking to like flip or to hold these and to not have to worry about reselling them, it's something to where I don't think tag is for you. But for me, I can throw a couple of these on my eBay and have them sit there for months, and I will not be sad about it. So I really think it's a pretty good service in terms of their steps, whereas this slab is kind of popped a little bit in the back. It's not kind of not seated fully, or the corner didn't get pressed in to the degree I think that they would want it to. It's a little bit squishy for some reason, but that's okay. So very interesting service. I think they're going to be a loss leader for a while. You need to get market share with Pokemon, and TSA just blows everybody out of the water in terms of the market share with Pokemon. But at the same time, there's a couple things I like. They've got a lot of data. They've got a lot of metrics, and it's something to where I really appreciate that about them. I feel like there should be more data, metrics, a modern way of doing things, and have the automated grades is kind of cool. I think that takes a lot of the subjectivity out of it and will eventually be something that we want from our grading companies. Is it too early? Have they kind of jumped the gun? Maybe, but it's something that I really feel we don't need people doing this job. We don't need that subjectivity. You shouldn't have to submit your card one place, break it open, swim into another, blah, 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 blah. It should be pretty cut and dry. So hopefully, in the long run, PSA, CGC, tag, maybe, if they kind of take a lot of market share, move towards that. It would be very, very cool. Hard to say if that'll actually happen. Hopefully it does. But in the meantime, I think I'll throw a few of these on eBay and see what happens. So I kind of set some of those aside here soon. I'll do Candela, probably do a Sneasler, a Beedrill, because I have multiples of those. What else do I want to put on the eBay? I don't think that would sell, so I'm not going to put that up there. I don't think anybody really cares that much about that one. What else can we put up? Probably some of the Tyrannotars. We'll see if I want to do the Tyranitar in the Pristine or in the Gem Mint. Maybe I'll do one of each. Maybe I'll do one of the Pristines and one of the Gem Mints. And we will see if anybody wants those. So, yeah, I'll give those a whirl. I can sit on them for a while if nobody's interested. But it's something that could move. That's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you thought about trying tag, see if you can catch up with the sale. I think that the sale I got was the lowest I've seen, $10. But if it was something that you could maybe catch a sale of, $12, $14, something where it's competitive to PSA and it's for your personal collection, I do think the slabs look good. I do think so. I don't like how cluttered some of the other slabs are or how cheap they look. The one thing is some of the, like on the first couple, some of the printing on those letterings is a little close together. They could use a more precise printer, engraver. I don't know how it works, but the slabs feel very nice and pristine. I don't feel like they're gonna break. I just like how clean they are. There's nothing on them. There's no marks, there's no dings, there's no divots, there's no extra paper that can slide around. The card itself looks like it's not in danger of getting squished, but it also looks like it's pretty well protected. So yeah, overall, pretty good service. I got a couple cards that I've wanted, and I wasn't really concerned about getting a 10. I know some people are sticklers, so like I could get this in a 10, no problem if I wanted to, but I don't really care that much to have a perfect grade on it. An 8's perfectly fine. Some of the other cards, like I said, for my personal collection, 9s, and then the Radiant Charizards, maybe they'll sell at a show for $15, $20. Who cares? So yeah, that's what we're at. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions about tag, the process, let me know. The website is pretty cool on the back end in terms of all the data that they show. So hopefully that catches people's attention moving forward and people can give it a whirl. If I had to compare, the only submissions I've done lately have been SGC and tag. Similar process. I think that I like the SGC slabs presentation for Japanese cards. For the silver border cards, I think that it goes really well with the black. For the yellow border cards, I really, really think that these slabs look nice. As far as the process goes, both were an easy process. Both I feel were fair grades. I mean, I can't question the grading fairness of an automated grading service, right? SGC seemed really fair as well. I got kind of hammered on a couple cards with SGC, but I had also the first submission I'd done in a while. So all in all, if you're looking to try something not PSA, because I think everyone's like, oh man, PSA, blah, 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 I hate PSA, blah, blah, blah. Or at least maybe you feel like that in your brain. It's like, I have to send something to PSA again. That sucks. I don't want to do that. Blah, 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 blah. If that's kind of the way you feel, catch a sale on tag sometimes. Maybe follow their socials or just keep on like Pokemon TCG deals on Reddit and see if you find a time where it just looks like a good time to buy. Peace out, everybody. I will see you. I've got another video I got to upload, and that'll be soon.